Hi everybody and welcome to a new video on my channel. In this video I thought I'd talk a little bit about a package that I received yesterday, which features 6 new stunning classical releases. First off, we have the Icelandic cello player Sean Thorsteinsdottir, who performs the 6 suites for solo cello by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's called Marrow, the CD, and it's like I said, it's a CD, it's a double CD. And these are the most glorious performances I've heard in a long time of the Bach solo cello suite. These are, of course, staple of the repertoire for cello players, and must be one of the most frequently recorded classical pieces. So yeah, I guess everybody has their favorite, but this is a recent find for me, and I just love this double CD for a single CD price. She performs, like I say, beautifully throughout. This is stunning. I mean, it's so interesting to listen to this and notice what you can do with just a single cello. Nothing else, just a cello. Now, it's time to listen to another chamber recording. This is Hans Sitz's transcription for violin and piano by Ludwig van Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. The entire symphony is performed here gloriously by Mauro Loguer, Loguer, Loguercio. Sorry for my bad Italian here. Violin and Emanuela Piemonti behind the piano. It looks like this. And it's a wonderful recording. I mean, the sheer power of Beethoven becomes even more intense, I think, with just two instruments. It brings out the sheer power of this music. I mean, I have several recordings of the Ninth, which I truly adore in the full orchestral form, but this is wonderful also to listen to. It's a glorious recording, and it's also interesting that there's a very nice booklet here with the story of of the the transcription of this particular piece and transcriptions in general. Warmly recommended this CD if you want to hear a fresh take on an old classic. The next CD is one that puts a smile on my face. It is clarinet player Aldo Botta together with pianist Clara Dutto, who performs French clarinet music from the 19th and 20th century music for clarinet and piano on this CD called The French Clarinet. And these are 10 different male composers who all contribute a work each on this CD. Some of them are quite famous, like Claude Debussy and Arthur Honegger and Henri Rabaud, but others I should say to be honest with you, I hadn't heard of before. But this is also one of those fun, cheeky CDs that you like a lot. This is not. I mean, you put a happy face on it throughout this. This is so easy to listen to when you. This is glorious, very funny music to listen to when you just need to be cheered up. This one also has an excellent booklet about the music and so on. I should say all these CDs in general. Burnished Gold is a recital CD of soprano and piano. It is leaders performed by no other than Robin Allegra Pardon together with Simon Leeper behind the piano. And this is music by some composers that I've heard of before and some I hadn't. And this is from the late 19th and early 20th century. I think it's mostly early 20th century song here. Both by male and female composers, and like always, there's a large, thick booklet, and there's also the complete lyrics here to this piece. So the piece is here, and I have seldomly have I been so moved by a voice. In this case, I am a true leader aficionado, and for all leader aficionados, this is great leader music to stream or buy. This is essential to listen to. She has this captivating voice that draws you in. You could almost see it like sort of the sirens in the Odyssey. Something like this. You get kept right by this mesmerizing voice from her. Now, for all people who like symphonic wine music, the National Brass Ensemble has released their second CD. They are conducted on deified by Eonson Kim. National Brass Ensemble, for those of you who doesn't know, are some of the principal brass players of symphony orchestras throughout the United States who has gathered together for their second recording. And this is rather, if you look at the time, it's rather strange CD, you might say. It features four works, and the first CD features three of those works and have a total playing time of 21 minutes and 34 seconds. And the other one features the final work, and it has a playing time of 78:52. So you get 100 minutes of music almost, but divided into 80 and 20, you could almost say. Minutes, that is. So the first CD feature kicks off with the Vienna Philharmonic Fanfare by Richard Strauss, which is a glorious 2 minute 18-second piece. After that, you get into here a newly written, almost 11-minute long title piece called Deified by Jonathan Bingham, which is world premiere recording. And there's also a world premiere recording on the last CD of the little over 8 minute long Brass Fantasy in four movements by Arturo Sandoval, the jazz trumpet player. I truly like him. Jonathan Bingham, to be honest, I hadn't heard of before, but he writes glorious brass music. So does also Arturo Sandoval. This is powerful music for brass. You know, the type that you truly love. You know, this is powerful. This is very, 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 very nice. The second CD is totally devoted to Timothy Higgins, who has arranged The Ring after Richard Wagner during the Nibelung. You're getting selections from first 10-minute selection from Das Rheingold, and a 20-minute selection from Die Valkyrie, 14-minute selection from Siegfried, and finally a 33-minute long selection from Götterdämmerung. And this is lovely. This is lovely throughout. This is powerful, and you almost find yourself humming along to these famous Wagnerian pieces. I mean, you can sing along to it. I mean, it does give a certain edge to the opera without the voices and so on. This is also grand and pomp, and I like it a lot. I think it's wonderful. The final CD was, I must say, the most interesting release to me, since it's the only of these six CDs that I hadn't found online digitally. All these other CDs I had listened to prior to receiving my package from Germany, but I couldn't, because I've searched the internet numerously, but I couldn't find that the final CD was available digitally. And this is the Orchestral Anthems. These are British music from the early 20th century, written for choir and orchestra. It is performed by the Choir of Merton College, Oxford, and the Britten Symphonia, and Benjamin Nichols conducts the whole idea, and it's very much famous composers. Elgar is featured in in two original pieces, and also an arrangement by him on a Henry Purcell piece. And then there are composers such as George Dyson, Gerald Finzi, Herbert Howells, and also Ralph Vaughan Williams. And this is also a CD with a great depth in the booklet. You get not only the lyrics, and in some cases translated when they are in Latin or so, you're also getting a huge long essay about the music and to where when each piece was conceived, who ordered it, and when it was first performed. Now this is a glorious CD if you like classical British choir music and you want it the powerfulest way possible. Then I can't enough stress how lovely this is. This is Truly joy for the lover of choir music with a punch. This is definitely worth listening to. I am very pleased with this order, and these are CDs who I'm sure will spin a lot. When I woke up this morning, I just took this French clarinet CD and put it on while checking the latest news on my cell phone, on my mobile phone, and it was just like hearing the first cocoons of spring to quote Friedrich Elias titles. No, but I was so happy about it. It just made my morning just playing these joyful music in the background. So these are six items that I truly can recommend to lovers of classical music. And it's like I said, it's a broad spectrum. It's everything from choir and orchestra to chamber music CDs of the various sorts. But I can truly recommend these CDs to those who wants to explore new quality recordings of classical music, both discovering new compositions and listening to old favorites, and old favorites getting a new spin with the Beethoven and Bach uh, renditions. Thank you for watching.